Hi guys, we had Mariyan from Cryowar on stage last night, and it was an absolute blast of an AMA. We talked a whole lot about, obviously, Cryowar coming out, being a cross-platform game. You can see on the screen here, a mobile phone, but you're actually going to be able to play from mobile phone and PC and play against each other. So it's just an amazing game. It's going to be one of these AAAs that come out, UE4, full gameplay. That they're talking about having 5 characters. That's something I picked up last night. There was an extra 2 characters dropped that'll be released. Other things I didn't even know was they actually had in 2018 this game be play tested with 2 characters with 1,000 people. So it's something they've swapped over to the Solana at the base of 2021. And this is going to be an absolute beast. So it definitely pays to get out and do a bit of research. There's still time to be able to join the community for Cryowar, join their Discord, be a good person, immerse yourself in the game, and potentially get a position in the second closed beta test. So, I mean, there's a whole lot of information jam-packed in here. There were some great questions at the end. They put up $500 of prizes. And it's just an amazing opportunity for me. I really love being able to bring them to stage at Great, and just had such a great time. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits. All right, so I've just started recording for people that have joined in. We've got Cryowar on stage tonight. To Geppy, now you go by several names. I've got MB Phone on Telegram, and Mariyan is your name, I believe. So would you like to introduce yourself to stage and talk about where you are, what you do for Cryowar?
Yeah, I would definitely love to. I am Mariyan Boychev, the CFO and co-founder of Cryowar. I have been private and seed sale investor since 2016. And in Bulgaria, I own advertising and recruitment agency with more than 10 years of experience. So Cryowar is, how to say, my main goal and my main purpose of waking up these days. We have been working over the past few months after we left out of stealth mode, minimum 14 hours a day. So anything which includes blockchain or negotiations, or how to say, anything crypto related, it has to go on my end and has to be analyzed by the CFO.
So Cryowar's a funny one. I actually reviewed you guys about 6 weeks ago. For people that need, there is, if you look at the Cryowar AMA questions, we've got links to that video. Plus also we've got links to the Cryowar Twitter. And I don't think I'll put their YouTube up, but they have got a YouTube as well, and I can share links with that if people need. But reviewed it 6 weeks ago. You guys have actually been building for 3 years now. Mariyan, would you like to talk about how you guys started off? You're going to release as a standard game, and then at the beginning of this year you actually swapped over to Solana?
Actually, I'm really grateful that you are the first guy who made really thorough review about Cryowar. That's why we agreed to be here in that chat, and you are honest. You are going through every page of our white paper, and yeah, we really love that. So Cryowar has been in development for 3+ years in stealth mode as a traditional game, meaning that the blockchain practices we developed this year in January, when I have met with the CEO Nikolai, and I told him, look, we have these top-notch Unreal Engine graphics, which are a huge advantage of Cryowar, but if we add NFT, play to earn, fast scaling, and all of the benefits of the blockchain, and especially implement them on the freshly receiving hype after the mainnet Solana, we will make an amazing crypto and blockchain amalgam. And we started developing that route. We, how to say, went through a lot of legal, started solving a lot of issues in the play to earn model, which at some point of our talks I would like to comment more. And we left out of stealth mode probably a week before your first thorough analysis. And here we are, 130,000 followers. The token is performing well, and it's just how to say the beginning. We are starting to think about project releases, closed betas, etc.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. I appreciate the kind words there as well. I mean, 6 weeks is an absolutely amazing time in crypto, and it goes through so very quickly. You guys looked ready for an October possible release. Then obviously the VC investors got very interested. And there's so many good points that you're talking about there, the NFTs, your token launches, and we will absolutely touch on those. I mean, it's been, we had Bitspawn here at Grape on Monday. It was my Monday morning. And, you know, we touched on briefly how they have linked up with you guys for the launch. Let's get a little bit more into the actual gameplay. So you're looking at being a 3v3. How would you, what definition would you put the gameplay into? Because it's kind of going to be like a League of Legends, but it's not really a battle royale styled game, is it?
During the calls, we are presenting demos, and I would like to quote our main dev's definition of Cryowar, because he and the team behind Keep Interactive were developing the game for 3+ years. So let's describe it as 1v1v1 real-time multiplayer arena brawler. I am completely convinced that our CEO and CDO will get, how to say, more thorough and more complete definition. But as I said in the beginning of the call, I am more of the numbers guy, and the creativity, building that machine, which I, as a professional Dota player and a professional chess player in the past, I would like to say it's an amazing mixture between medieval and future.
Yeah, 1v1v1. I like that. I've just linked in the live questions chat a little insert from one of the white paper pages. So there is going to be a lot of gameplay eventually listed for Cryowar. What people need to remember is that obviously when a game first comes out, they won't be able to have all facets of that game. But you can see they've got a lot of different plans. Now, this is going to be definitely mobile phone, but are we looking at computer as well for this, Mariyan?
Actually, the game is 2 devices compatible, meaning you can play on your phone while I'm playing on my PC. And that's just the beginning, because we want to expand that compatibility. And I would like to share that some of the videos we showed on YouTube, even in Twitter, they were rendered on a mobile phone. And Razer Phone 2, which is, let's say, 2 or 3 years old mobile phone, can run the game at 60 FPS, and it actually looks super smooth when we show it when we show the actual gameplay. And as of the game modes, I was having a thought about it, and the main mode which we are going to focus in the closed beta is a mode called Hunt, where all the three players who has 2 characters each, which is one of the main selling points of the game, where you can change you can change the heroes in real time and cast a lot of spells. Of course, you should use and pick heroes which are fit your playstyle, and all those 1v1v1, let's say, players, they fight super strong creature in the middle, which does a lot of damage. We also will explore and will create. They are also in the right paper and in the website, gaming modes called Survive, where the map is constantly closing, and if you are on the wrong side of the map, you are receiving damage. And you have a control mode where you collect and gain territory. And PvE, it's, how to say, a bit more far in the Cryowar development, but for sure next steps after creating an absolutely competitive and amazing environment for players, PvE will be the next step.
Yeah, so you've just said then PvE, you've got that a little bit more prepared now, and PvP, is that what you meant at the end? PvP will be developed secondary to that, so we're going to be fighting.
No. PvP will be on first basis.
Oh, perfect.
PvE will be on the next level.
So one of your talk points, there is a lot to unwrap with Cryowar. I think it's just fucking amazing personally. Like you guys are building on UE4, so obviously you talk about how that's what we are seeing produced in big time TV shows and movies at the moment. So is there a plan to swap that into UE5, or just sticking with UE4, get the game out and balling first before we worry about changing graphics?
I would quote also the dev team on that. So the transition from UA3 to UA4 is super painful.
Yeah,
and it's difficult to make. But the transition from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5 is actually something smooth. And we are not transitioning yet because Unreal Engine is in beta, Unreal Engine 5, and its official release is planned for early next year. Afterwards, we plan on switching to Unreal Engine. For example, right now, the mobile integration, it still needs a few more updates.
Okay, that's amazing. So that is really cool. I like the fact that you guys have cross compatibility play, so we know that we're going to be able to play on mobile versus computer at the same time. PvP is going to be our first mode. Now, let's talk a little bit. It is also a free-to-play game. So what's really cool about the game itself is that the players are going to be free-to-play, and you guys have talked it's not going to be a pay-to-win system. So to start off with, your NFTs are going to be skins only. Is that right?
In the NFT system, you can observe it as visionary boosts and economic boosts. They wouldn't allow you to have to implement more damage to other players, because that will completely ruin the competitiveness and the EA Sport model. That being said, NFTs will have amazing visionary boosts. You'll look better. But if you are unskilled, the others will outperform you. And NFTs will also allow you to receive higher rewards in the play to earn system.
So it's going to be a mixture between DeFi play. They'll give you a bit of a boost in producing coins, or I think are the arenas going to be NFT owned as well? So people fighting in arenas.
Players who hold NFTs and tokens, they will receive higher rewards by higher chances of getting them receive NFTs, tournament tickets, and Cryowar tokens. And as of NFTs being arenas, I would not share, but I would share that I will get back to the early stages of our AMA, where we were solving problems. And we had a lot of deep analysis and interviews that in the play to earn mechanics, which is super modern right now in crypto, we see one amazing and one difficult issue, that you always need more and more players in order to maintain the token value, who shall invest more and more funds. In our case, we are trying to block that and to reduce that problem by adding deflationary mechanisms, which means that NFT trades and tournaments, we will receive some fees. And speaking of the arenas as NFT, I will not share if exactly or what exactly will be the NFTs as blends, but what I can promise to the audience is that we are going to produce a deflationary lens as NFTs. We are receiving really amazing interest on that front, and we are preparing it as we speak.
All right, so I'm just trying to write down a couple of notes at the same time. So when you say a deflationary lens on the NFTs, the first thing that I kind of think of to that is that you have some kind of a tournament, and as like a death mode style tournament where winners will progress and losers may actually lose an NFT, and that's a deflationary mechanism. Is it going to be something along the lines of that?
That's additional mechanism. You can say that is in a tournament model. Like you enter with one silver token, the winner takes, let's say because it's 1v1v1, the winner will take 2.8 and the deflation will be in those 2.2 left. In your case, in your example.
I see. No, that's perfect.
And if you increase the stakes, you might lose your NFTs or something, but there the feeing system is kind of different. But yeah, it's definitely in the cards.
So we talked. You mentioned closed beta possibility of 2021, so this year. So the time schedule you looked at potentially when I first did the video 6 weeks ago, we were looking at maybe an October release. That got delayed. You guys had a whole heap of really awesome partnerships, and one of those being Bitspawn. So Bitspawn will bring in more of a esports style for you guys, and are they also then going to be listing your NFTs? Is that part of the service that they'll be sharing up with you guys?
As of Bitspawn, we love to have partnerships which actually mean something and which are actually solid, not just on words. So all of that you said is true, and I would also like to say that we shall and must expect Bitspawn tournaments on the Cryowar arenas with tokens, both Bitspawn and Seawards as rewards.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Bitspawn. We've had them here twice, and that is, I think they are very well based. That they've got some professional play in their own team as well. You mentioned something a little bit earlier as well, Mariyan, that you're an ex-professional player. What game was that in?
I was several times European and Vice World Chess Champion.
Oh wow, that's a bit different. And
yeah, I was playing Dota professionally as well a few years back.
Yeah, it's that's awesome. So that's given you and your team a lot of drive. Then are there other peoples in your team that have had a high placing in any form of esports that has made that a bit more competitive?
No. Actually, I'm the worst example from our team in terms of gaming experience. Our CEO Nikolai and our CDO Alessandro, they have studied together in Vancouver designing filming school, and Cryowar is their university dream, built with a team of 10 people from Keep Interactive. And Alessandro, he has experience working in MotoGP, a complete star mentioned by Elliot Trades in one of the first videos as well, following after yours, and we were super happy to see that. We didn't even believe it. And the Bulgarian team, all of them have 10 years plus experience in AAA games, and they have been working primarily for Crytek.
Crytek. I'm not familiar with Crytek. That's another gaming company, or is it a production company?
Yeah, it's a gaming company. You could, put them on the level of Ubisoft before the changes.
That's awesome. So that sounds quite a few people. I know, remembering from doing the video on you guys, everyone sort of had their names. You were doxed. That was amazing to see. So in the last 6 weeks, how strong is your team now? How many people have you got full time involved in the project?
We purposefully didn't dox our dev team because we were scared that some investors and some people, we would lose credibility. But after Alameda and mechanism and 1 million more top tier entities joined, we decided to fix that and show our team behind it. We are also preparing some articles, and currently we are set on every front, like on the marketing end, on on the game development end, in the blockchain side. Like our team is currently more than 35 people.
35 people. That's pretty cool. Okay, so because you guys have been, you've been producing for over 3 years, you've got 35 people. Closed beta, are we looking at this year for your closed beta? And if that goes successfully, when do you guys think that you're going to actually have a game? Are you going to be the first game, ideally, from what I've studied and what I've seen? Are you going to be the first game available for Solana?
We purposefully had to delay all those launches. We even did our first two IDOs in mid-October and had to delay to mid-November because a lot of top-tier entities wanted to hop in the last moment. Here I would even say that we were able to secure a KuCoin spotlight,
Yep.
and as you know, only 6 or 7 projects yearly are able to be shown on that spot. And yeah, I would say that for sure you will be able to see and play Cryowar in a closed beta in 2021.
So you talk about your investors. You had a lot of really great IDO launches. Your coin did something like 263 times. I think it was something like that. So I think you're trading somewhere around $1.60 at the moment. Did that sort of surpass what you had hoped for?
We are receiving constant, comments on Twitter. I see some of our mods here from the marketing side here in the chat as well. Shout out to them. We for sure surpassed everything, but we produce so much high quality content for before the launch, and right now focusing on the game is our main concentration, and adding super meaningful partnerships. And as of expectations, we grow from. Do you remember how many people we were when you made the video for us?
It was quite low. I know it was under 8,000, I believe. It was quite low. I saw the numbers and I thought for the game and the tier that you guys had, it's boomed obviously since then. You guys have gone massive, especially on Twitter.
Yeah. The number of followers might be the same as the number of token holders we have now. So yeah, it was unimaginable experience, and it was amazing. And I see, even though I said we are not producing content as when Binance, uh, we still have so much token holders, and it's amazing. Like it's way more than we expected, but I would honestly say to you that is just the beginning, and we are doing the things we are trying to do the things super professionally and set up new standards. We try to set up new standards in fundraising where we communicated with those top tier entities, with people who have 10 plus years in our areas as an experts, and with amazing white paper, with a working product. And we are going to do the same in our marketing strategy, meaning that we are going to produce only content which is meaningful, which you can make a video about it and evaluate, and not based on a white paper, but based on the actual designs of it, and being able to touch it, in our case, to play it.
One of these big partnerships that we haven't mentioned yet so far is Illuvium. I believe I saw Illuvium. So do you want to touch on a little bit of what that brings? Obviously, you guys will plan to be cross-chain, but what does a big partnership like that bring to the table?
We are in the century of metaverse, multiverse, and cross-chain platforms. Of course, Illuvium is super successful, and if we when both games are launched, for sure you could expect cross-chain and partnership in that direction, like multi-metaverse heroes or creatures in both worlds.
Yeah, it's that stuff. It will be super exciting to see, and the graphics and gameplay we've seen from Illuvium does look absolutely amazing, and does make us a little bit jealous on Solana, because obviously we're also very keen to get in and start playing. I've had a bit of a chill out myself this week and played a bit of League of Legends, just waiting for a game.
Don't worry, you wouldn't have to wait much more longer.
I thought that there would be teams trying to get something out pre-Christmas, because Christmas being a big time, a lot of people have games. Have a lot of holidays. Normally 2 weeks thereabouts, and you'd imagine that, especially in America, that people would be trying to get those games out. So it was quite. We're still very early yet. We're only mid-November. You guys are talking about your beta. So you've got 3 characters to start off with. You've got the Heavy, the Valkyrie, and the Centurion. They'll obviously all be in your launch to start off with. And is there an intention to grow the amount
we have 2 more, actually. It's simply those 2 are shown in the YouTube videos. You can see kills as walls, blinks, etc. So we will start with 5 heroes.
Oh, wow. There you go. I missed that. I did watch your last video where you had the kiting. You had one of the casters kiting, throwing fireballs around. It's worth mentioning too that obviously there's 3 main abilities. What is it people need to do to be able to get into Cryowar? So the NFTs for the characters, are they sold at all, or how is it that we are going to be able to play Cryowar?
You will be able to play Cryowar without spending a cent. And furthermore, if you want to invest and receive economic boost, please go ahead. But Cryowar will be a free-to-play game. And if you want to become the best player in the world without investing a cent, you will be possible to do that.
So at the start then, being an early game that comes into the system, is there going to be a pressure on where you guys have servers? Is that going to affect, say for example, we play first person shooters in Australia or Oceanic server, we struggle playing pings versus a European. Is that going to be a problem for you guys onboarding at the start, or is there a plan to have...
Yeah, definitely. We expect so much users, so we cannot launch on more than one prime countries exactly due to the server latency issues.
So then where would we be looking? Who's going to be the lucky country? Is it going to be Europe based or North America maybe?
You are speaking about further stages where we have an open beta, and we will start with a closed beta of 250 people and a second one with 1,000 people. So the third one, when we launch an open beta, that's when those states with amount of players, that's when they come in.
Okay, so for the open beta then, are people still going to be able to play and just accept the fact that they may be on a little bit of a latency issue due to being further away from the servers?
We will concentrate on the countries where the game will be playable, but yeah, for sure you will be able to join with some delay.
No, that's cool. That's something you've gotten used to as an Aussie down here. We're normally away from it, but all the games are thinking about it. That's awesome. So
in such high speed PvP phase and game, it definitely requires to more and more servers in order to maintain the game playable.
Absolutely. And we can completely understand that. We want to make sure that, especially when they're going to be in a gaming environment, esports involved, big prizes, competitions, tournaments, we need to take all that into consideration. So the gameplay is going to be based around 3-minute loops, and I remember that being early that you guys don't want people sort of being forced to play all day long. Does that mean there's going to be delays in between when people want to sit down for a couple of hours? They can only play a certain amount of time, or are they going to be able to continue to play throughout the day?
No, you can play 25 hours per day if that's possible. But one game will be, let's say, 3 rounds, 1 minute each. Then you can simply start the next game.
We've been talking for about half an hour now. I've got a lot of questions in the default in our channel, I should say, for the Cryowar, but we've sort of touched on the NFTs, and they won't be big at the start. But when can people kind of expect? It's a bit of a problem with gaming, I think. That's been with the NFT flipping. So it's good to see a game that's not going to need an NFT to start playing. But is there any time people will expect this year specifically for NFTs to go on sale from Cryowar, or are you completely just concentrating on getting your game out first?
This year, you shall not expect a lot of NFTs from us. We might make something small, but for sure, it's not how to say prioritized on the agenda.
And
exactly this year, we are prioritizing the deflationary lens in early next year.
One other question I had. So you've got 250 people for your closed beta. You've got 1,000 people for your second beta test. Do people still have time to be able to join into the Cryowar Discord, get into the community, do their research, maybe possibly have a look at buying coins, and getting into that 1,000 second beta?
Into the 1,000 for sure, it's still possible if they are kind enough and invest, how to say, some hours supporting Cryowar one way or the other. But the first 250, I would only say to you that we have 1,000 emails for entries of the closed beta.
Yeah, I'd imagine that'd be a done deal by now. You guys have been building for a long time, and you've got a huge amount of people in your Discord. So it's good to know, though. It's nice to be able to give people an early chance to get into these games. But at least if people do know they've got a chance.
For sure, there will be one spot for you.
That wasn't me asking personally, but that is amazing. I would absolutely happily get in there if I get the chance. It's going to come down to ping for me, so I'd love to see the game, and even if I get to review, like you say, some of this YouTube footage afterwards, that is going to be the awesome part to see. I mean, it's so early in Solana gaming. We just want to see some of these amazing games coming out.
For sure, it's so early. We have so much ahead of us in terms of gaming, in terms of NFT actual implementation, integration, and use cases. Finding the NFT use cases not only in Cryowar but in general will boost up the bull market, and it can continue for years.
Absolutely. I mean, gaming's millions, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars, and it's not going to stop. Blockchain gaming is just going to make it more powerful and stronger. Obviously, we need to be able to onboard people into blockchain gaming. So have you guys got a plan of how you're going to be onboarding people that are green to crypto?
That's here I will answer with probably my favorite question. Like currently, Cryowar have invested in marketing resources and to strategize only towards blockchain gamers, and we see there are so many people hyped up and interested in the game, but specifically on the blockchain gamers. And what do you see from blockchain? You play a game and with a few clicks, and you farm some NFTs, tokens, or in that route. Meanwhile, our biggest advantage towards the competition is that Cryowar is actually fun to play. We have been to Gamescom in 2018, where more than 1,000 people actually played the game only with 2 heroes, and they provided precious and valuable feedback. Also, Nikolai and Alessandro, they have tons of gaming experience, and a lot of players were testing the game through those last 3 years. And our game is actually fun to play, and you wouldn't open the Cryowar app on your phone or on your computer thinking about, now I need to make some clicks in order to gain some coins. You have fun while doing it.
So we're noticing a lot of first-person shooters that are coming out at the moment that are going to be releasing in the next quarter. So when I'll say quarter, maybe 3 to 4 months. So does that mean you guys are going to be similar, because we're actually loading the game client and there's going to be no actual in-game signatures and default? Any actions needed to be done on the blockchain? So is that why you're so able to launch quickly?
Initially, they won't be in the beta testing, but when we launch Cryowar officially, we will have a lot of blockchain integration and a lot of token utilization.
So as you've touched on the token utilization, let's go a little bit into what the token is going to be able to do in the first. Let's go at the start of it's. Obviously, it's used for matches, and that's a way that it sort of makes itself deflationary. But what sort of DeFi options are people going to have with the tokens?
As of the token utilization, it is amazingly explained, legally bulletproof in our white paper. You can check, but in the short-term utilization, you can expect the liquidity pools to hop in, let's say next week. So holders will be able to receive rewards, and you can probably share our white paper somewhere if it's not of an issue to you.
So you've got my hands in the cookie jar. I've just linked them in the live question. So I've just linked the economy page, which shows the numbers that the breakdown for the coins.
I think it's 0.9, around 20, 28, 29 pages.
Yep, I've just put that in the live questions just above us.
Because it's so much utilization using the one token model, and it's better for every viewer who is interested in the subject to review it themselves.
I'll start getting through some of these questions. So we had Dynite ask, where did the team draw inspiration from when creating Cryowar?
I for sure am not the right person to answer that, but I can say to you that it's been a mixture between at least 10 games. So some of them we have already discussed, as League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, and a lot of Battle Royales and Dota. So it's kind of a mixture between 10 plus games. And I was not a part of the team during that creation process. So when we over the next AMA, when we invite someone from the creation team, he will be able to provide more enlightenment on the subject.
I like that. He's planning another AMA with us. Great. We need to pick our game up. What changes in your game? So what changes in Cryowar did you need to add in?
Just a second. Before asking me, I would like to say that I will answer 5 questions, which of your choice, as we see. And I would like to reward all those people watching us right now. So and put up some incentives. So 5 questions, $100 each. We have one lucky winner right now. I think you can say his Discord username, so he can ping me with BUSD wallet, so I can reward him for the amazing question. And I will specifically ask the the team, the designing team and the creation team behind Cryowar to give him a complete answer.
Oh, so for the first question there from Dynite, is that regarding the inspiration behind Cryowar?
Yeah, exactly. This one is rewarded for sure.
So I just want to make sure I get that written down. That's all. That's amazing. Wow, five prizes at $100 each. We'll get the wallets and prizes off people afterwards. We did have. I thought it was going to be $250, but it looks like we've got Mariyan's as definitely going all out here. So keep the questions coming in on stage. We'll go through a couple more of the questions now. Then, what changes to Cryowar? What were the main changes that you needed to bring into it, changing it from normal release game and launching onto Solana?
That's difficult question, because we had to see the picture in ourselves. Thank God that we had access to Stardust API. Shout out to Kane and the owner of Stardust, who will allow with his API to players to use NFTs and make the trades in game without using a third party marketplace, which is the gets between the Unreal Engine and the blockchain. That's where it's a bit tricky. But yeah, you need a lot of development, and someone joined. You need a lot of development, and at least four professionals on the blockchain end.
I appreciate that. Dozen, you had your hand up there. Did you have a question to ask Mariyan? We love live questions, so that's why I brought you straight up in between that. That was, I'll just give you a couple of seconds there, Dozem, to see if you've got a question.
Do you hear me?
We can, mate. Loud and clear.
Hello, guys. Thank you for holding such an event. I'm pretty much hyped about the game. Already an early investor in the game. The question I had is that, will there be an advantage for the players who join the beta phases or the early investors? I mean, the people who buy the NFTs, as you told us that anyone can be the number one player in the game. What will be the advantage to the players who are, investing in the early stages, besides just trading the NFTs? What will be the incentives for the people to get the NFTs besides just trading them? Thank you.
Totally. Thank you for the question. So you have visionary incentives, as you can see in Counter-Strike with the knives. You can have with skins of League of Legends, and I would like to add one more relation and correlation about the incentives. We all know Magic the Gathering Black Lotus and its prices, and we are super early in crypto NFTs for sure. And imagine how much will cost a successful game, first NFT editions, let's say a few years after its official release. And we are constantly going to produce new content, new arenas, new heroes, new skins. So you have a lot of visionary boosts which players will fight for, but you will not be able to, let's say, wear or have an armor as an NFT, and using this armor or this skin to deal more damage to other players, or move faster, or your spells to have faster cooldown, because that will completely disorganize the gaming mechanics and the esport competitiveness.
Thank you.
Thank you, and congrats on the from Barndog choosing you as the second winner.
Just thank you. I'm gonna leave now and give the mic just back to you.
Thank you, Dozem. Thank you. I'll get your details after I've got you in there. We did have one other question from someone on stage. I've got a heap of questions coming in, so I'm going to try and get through them as quickly as we can. One was, can we expect any form of clan play from Cryowar?
That's how to say, on the blockchain end. We are currently focused mainly on the blockchain end, but we have tons of things to explore in the traditional gaming as advertising. But this is specifically this thing with clans and guilds. You shall expect from us. Our leading investor in Cryowar is Mechanism, and special shout out to all of the investors of all the main investors of Cryowar. I would need a lot of time to say all of them, but most of the leading entities, they have gaming guilds, and when we present those deflationary lands, you will be able to join, in that case, a clan or a guild.
Yeah,
so you receive higher rewards by playing Cryowar.
We've definitely seen the YGG have been getting into a whole lot of Solana games. Geno Pets was one of the ones I noticed with them lately. Have you had any ones from YGG specifically come through?
I cannot comment on such negotiations, especially since our lands are not even announced yet.
Okay, we'll keep going into the questions. What is the future strategy of the game? What is the future strategy to make your game become / stay popular for Solana?
The future strategy is to make a progression system where we add always new things on a regular basis. Like every 3 months we have a complete new different game mode, a complete new heroes, and complete new skins and NFTs. So we shall maintain the hype, and we maintain the players joining Cryowar to be more and more interested, and not to lose interest in that highly competitive area.
I like that. A lot of games are proposing to put out a few too many characters. 3 monthly updates, that'll get a good amount of time to be able to balance it out and get them play tested before they get launched live. So is that a bit of the idea? Is you're going to just try to get them play tested properly in the betas to be able before you launch them live?
Oh, actually, we have a lot of more things than we are showing, which are constantly being tested as we speak. We even have more heroes, which we are balancing, testing internally. So yeah, we are when we announce something, you shall know from us that it's 100% rock solid.
There's 2 more questions I've got from questions beforehand. Charlie, I've just invited you to stage. Would you like to ask your question?
So we have 2 more questions for the AMA. Is this correct?
I've got questions asked from there. I'll try and draw up live crowd. So I've got Charlie. Charlie, do you want to ask yours?
So
hello?
Charlie is the 4th question, so we have 1 more. Or
hello? Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much for the talk. This is super exciting. An early investor over here. And I'm so glad you spoke about the partnership with Illuvium, and it was really great to hear about Bitspawn partnership. And I wanted to hear more about this, like, sort of medium-term future about connecting all these metaverses. Like, how do you see that working? Is it going to be just characters and NFTs that cross these boundaries? Because each of these games has their own like token economy and NFT economy?
Multi-chain, like all those NFTs and those heroes, for example, we use some of the Illuvium actors as a pets, and they use some of our heroes, let's say, to lead the fight or something. There are so much spaces for designers and for the gaming experts to show their true potential. And how to say, you are popping in a endless area with tons of options, and we're just building the first steps of the metaverse, and you are able to see virtual offices, virtual hotels. So you can expect our partnerships to be cross-chain, where we use best and or heroes or pets which we like and implement them in our game, or the other way back. And what I'm saying to you is just the first step of the coordination and of the partnership.
Yeah, so much potential. But because you guys are like going to be first start or first movers in a way, does that mean you get to set some of those like structures and foundations that then like other games will have to respond to?
Absolutely. Yeah, we see the first steps, and that's why we are super early here, and we are searching and we are improving the NFT implementation. That's our additional value into the deflationary lens, where they have real use case, and our partnerships, they also are having real use cases.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on, Charlie. I'll get your details after as well, mate.
One more.
Well, let's go. We've still got two people holding hands up. We'll go KM.
Are you sure that I think I have answered 4 questions, or am I mistaken?
No, you're right. You are 100% right. I'll just get. I'll grab KM on stage.
So, yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, KM.
Welcome to stage, mate.
Congratulations. Hi, thanks. Congrats on the launch. Very successful. Been following since month. I'm quite excited.
Thank you. Means a lot to hear from the community. A real feedbacks. Thank you.
Yeah. So wanted to ask you, because your fans and community, taking example from Illuvium, because I've been investor from day one with them as well. Will you be releasing more like characters, world, mobs, fights, powers, leaks of the game, let's say for Discord crowd or for Twitter crowd, just for people to see, how the weapons look, how the game is engaged a bit more, to get people more a bit involved in that?
I completely see your question. We are mainly focused on the long-term vision. We have tons of materials which we can market and promote, and we did that. We uploaded 3 videos, let's say 30 seconds each, prior to our launch. We have tons of content more, but between us, I would like to say that me personally, I would feel 10 times more hyped and 10 times better when, for example, Barndog has access to the game and starts presenting to the community how this weapon moves smoothly. Is this skin looking good? And are there any delays in connection or something? Then actually making a Super HD designing solution, which is not not optimized and wouldn't look exactly like this in the game. That's why all of the videos which we uploaded were without any boost and they are looking exactly as it is in our game.
Proper gameplay. Yeah.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
And thank you to the 5 winners. Barndog will collect your wallets, so our team will deliver the rewards afterwards.
So that was BSC. You wanted me to just double check that Binance chain, yeah?
Yeah, it's the easiest way for us.
We are approaching our next AMA, so thank you for coming on, KM. Much appreciated, and I'll get your details afterwards, man. Appreciate the question. I love live questions. It's one of the things that I love going on and seeing and talking to other games, and it's amazing to have some top notch questions asked. Mewieval, that was super awesome, Mariyan. So, have you got any closing thoughts? Anything you would like to mention before we close down the AMA?
I am super glad that I was here. It was the first time I am answering those questions in front of audience. We were doing a lot of tons of those to top-notch investors with all the details, and how to say, it's one step forward. I might have had some thoughts how to approach the AMA, but I'm super glad you are a great host, and for sure you will meet someone from the team, from the designing side, with to show the creativity aspect of Cryowar in the future. And I'm super happy that I was here.